Greetings and welcome to my dear Aquarians out there. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. I am working here on the YouTube platform through the Twin Sun in order to provide a prognosis or a prognostication, a reading for the futures of Aquarius in the month of October 2024. And so we are approaching this season of transformation with this work, which is basically two triangles overlapped. We see a field of distortion of two different timelines that interweave, and in that there's a rectification and entanglement, and we can see a mode of ascension for the energy of Aquarius. Okay, any placement in Aquarius will do, including the ascendant, for reading this. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. One thing that's possible is 8, 10, 11, 4. Basically something about moving forward with potential projects, having to deal with one riddle on one side of the brain, another riddle on the other side of the brain, and seeing which is the best path. The trick is to go in the middle, to trust the pineal gland and let it lead you towards the path of liberation, the liberation of having to stress or worry about anything that has to do with the outer world. This is an inner quest. There also is the possibility of 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The ability to sort of work with the outer by going into the inner. Okay, so working without yourself by getting through yourself. Okay, for this month. It's going to be very interesting. So what I see here is cardinal earth and water being stimulated in this process. And things can get muddy, but even the desert requires some rain sometimes. Let's go ahead and get started. So firstly, I'm going to do a bit of karmic reading for Aquarius for the month of October 2024. Okay. The eclipse will stimulate a choice. This choice is out of your hands. It has to do with going within, releasing. Going within, releasing. There's a return to the source of trauma. If you've left it aside, now is the time to address it, release it. There also is the portal of Aquarius, the 88 in reverse. This speaks about the higher mind taking precedence in silence. So there will be more said in silence than there is. There's going to be more received in silence than there is normally on this process. Okay. There's also one more message. It has to do with the return to source. All things, even though they move forward, return to the same thing. All right, those are some messages in terms of karma. Okay, let's move directly into the reading now. I will open this up, but I don't think I will be using this deck in particular. We'll be using not the Picasso deck, but the No Boundaries deck. No Boundaries. Okay, how many times? 11. Okay. So there's a message here. There is a hidden voice. It's one that comes from the future. Let all things set aside in terms of the natural fallout. So that which is dead can never be broken. That which is dead will stay dead at the same time. So the inner truth comes best, shines brightest when you return and address anything that has to do with the abuse of power. So the abuse of power plants empty seeds. Do not walk that path. Now we're doing the quantum triangle here. This is present, mode of ascension, future, past. Present, future, past, mode of ascension. So, Wheel of Fortune shows up, augmentation. We have the turning Wheel of Fortune. There's a balancing act right now, balance that comes in chaos. Chaos provides balance, and there's a chance to see that now, especially when it comes to connections being formed, friendships being formed. There's equanimity in all of that. Your friendships are being your loyal friendships, the ones that matter, the most sincere friendships, are being augmented. This is through the divine auspices of the White Magician. There's a chance to use this eclipse season basically to sort of hit rock bottom with everyone. Whatever chaos has been out there globally, or in terms of your networks, especially amongst your peers, your brotherhoods, your sisterhoods, your friends within your city, there's a possibility of all of that coming to equanimity. There's an equaling event. Okay. In the future, I see here Nuit, that is the nighttime. The nighttime that is the daytime, that is the night. So it's the star card, or rather the sun card. But the sun becomes night. So this is interesting because what I see here is also the Two of Pentacles, Mercury and the sun in reverse. So basically Mercury and the moon. Conjunction with Mercury and the moon usually means some sort of download, and it comes during the nighttime. This has to do with hidden programming. It has to do with a fusion of information systems, and it's directly linked to your neural grid, meaning that you can tap into information that's coming to you in the nighttime, and it will help you somehow. It has to do with work, it has to do with relationships, it has to do with service of some sort, perfection of a service. And in that service, whatever you're doing in terms of work, career, all of that will be stimulated, and you'll get the right codes downloaded in the near future. Pathway of Ascension, currently. We have the Five of Cups as well. We have the Queen of Rods. Queen of Rods is in reverse. So if you're going through sort of trying to understand power structures and how power structures fall when it comes to situations of love, expectation, conditions, all of that. There's a chance for you to focus in on the essence of human emotion. You can be an observer. At the same time, there's kind of like a misfiring of those emotions. If you feel like there's like a process of guilt or shame or like an overall depression, you have to check where those emotions come from in terms of source work. With the Queen of Rods in the reverse, it speaks about like kind of like intuition leading you in the wrong way, down the path of fear. Fear, guilt, shame, all the negative sort of lower vibrations of emotional content. There's a time of purification. Your intuition is not wrong. Trust your intuition. There's something about other people in your surrounding that influence you if you're empathic. And it's important to cut through the nonsense, okay? To have intention, to also show these people that you either care or that you know what they go through, okay? One or the other or both. This is an interesting reading. This is a quantum reading, so I have to fuse a little bit more and then we can call it for the reading. So I'm going to go with planetary dispositions. We have Moon, big time here. We have Mercury, hidden Mercury. We have the hidden Sun. So again, the nighttime is very important. There's something about the night times in October that will provide you with insights on your path. And a lot of it has to do with tapping into the grid, the stellar grid also, downloading information from different star systems. I see that here. And you're being augmented. Be faithful to the path and be loyal to those who love you. And there's a chance to find even the purest forms of light, the rays that come through from different planetary systems or celestial bodies. Even Venus emits light, even Jupiter emits light. And there's a possibility for you to feel these and get the right types of activations. Okay, mostly solar activations, so 5th house, and the opposite of that, 11th house. There's a way to sort of work with close connections, creative connections, love connections, all of that, children, and sort of like, and then stimulate it with the 11th house. The 11th house is Aquarian, the Aquarian age. It has to do with unconditional love, heightened intelligence, divine intervention, common goals in terms of a divine plan or spiritual evolution on a collective scale. All of these are very relevant. Whatever stuff you're going through now in terms of this augmentation, let it happen. A lot of it's programmed during the nighttime. Okay? Hopefully that helps. Take care. Greetings and welcome to my dear Aquarians out there. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. I am working on YouTube to provide a prognostication for the month of October 2024 for the energy of Aquarius. Saturn and Uranus rule over the situation as well. Our reading is guided by Uranus as well as Rahu with the North Node. We'll be using the science of quantum to pull out 6 cards, 3 and 3, 3 and 3, 2 overlapping triangles of 3 cards to provide a look at ascension for the month of October 2024. As per usual, I'll begin with karma and then go straight into the quantum field. I do thank you for your support of the channel, and welcome to my dear Aquarians out there. Okay. So this month, excuse me, when it comes to work and family and your mission, you've been on the right path. There's no question about it. You've done things in terms of dharma, of servitude, and longevity with the projects you're working on. Um, someone is willing to help you in the future when it comes to your projects, and they're here to listen to you, to guide you. They've seen your past. They know where you come from. They're here to bestow upon you a bit of wisdom, and from that wisdom, you will be able to plant a new seed. It's like coming into power. This has to do with bringing in wealth as well as energy into your life, revitalizing connections, especially significant connections. You have someone here who's like a counterpart, and they're going to impart upon you a great deal of wisdom, communication through listening. All right, so we'll go straight into the quantum field now. Saturn, Uranus, and the North Node watches over us. Okay, you don't have to work on paths that seem unnecessary. Try not to compare your own path to others. Let's see, we have the Hierophant. In the reverse, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, or Knight of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Ten of Cups in the reverse. We have Lovers as well, Queen of Cups. Okay. So you are protected, even though you may be comparing to other people's paths. Your own path is protected. It's one of stillness and absolute purity. Rivers will be a point of interest now, like when it comes to seeing rivers or metaphorical rivers coming into being. That means like flows of information. Trying to decipher codes in flows of information is very strong. It's a part of your work, and you're here to transform in that energy. Let's see. You don't have to work so hard. It could be that when it comes to reaching out and meeting others, it may feel like there's a connection that's stuck. Okay? And it's absolute stuckedness, like very, very stuck energy. And that's fine. You'll find that in inaction, when you're not doing something, things will naturally flow. I'll say it again. When you're not doing something, things will naturally flow. Point of ascension, we have the Hierophant in reverse. We have also the Ten of Cups. So this talks about a disinvestment, not investing in something, letting things flow. There's something about a connection that is very strong, where it's like there's a transformation in that connection, and that is your point of ascension. It allows you to sort of translate and understand the information that's coming from the control over elements. Okay, so you have to go back to the basics. That means like getting completely within your own skin, to know that you are protected from any toxic forms of information that come in the flow of comparison with any other person, any other path out there. This is a time of also disinvesting from the past traumas, not to let that or those situations that are based on abuse or that are based on trauma, to not let that dictate you. Okay, this talks about freeing up old karmic inheritance, and that is the pathway of ascension. We also have here the Ace of Swords that replaces the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups' hand. So it changes from the element of water to the element of air. When this happens, there's a possibility of sort of making connections seem more relevant, to becoming more authentic. This is a time in the future position to make things more authentic or to cut them off completely. And this brings you into a sense of empowerment. It has to do with truth and standing by truth and authentic connections or authentic emotions. Nothing toxic. There's an element here of non-toxicity that's very strong. You are protected. You are protected. And Jupiter will watch over your situations this month. So there's a gift that comes and has to do with patience and action and not doing much, disinvesting and coming up with a truthful way of expression. All right, hopefully it helps. Take care. Greetings and welcome to my dear Pisces out there. This is Ron from tarotofthetwinsun. Welcome to the channel. I am doing a reading for Pisces. This is any placement in Pisces, including the Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Venus, etc. Yeah, we will be looking into the month of October to use the quantum field and figure out what's going on with how the month will be colored in terms of ascension, particularly ascension. So this is a spiritual reading for the month of October 2024. We'll look at karma also. Thanks for checking in. This is for the energy of Pisces. The 12th house is open. Jupiter, the moon, and Neptune watch over this reading. Okay. We have here the Six of Cups in reverse, Nine of Cups in the upright in the past position as well. The Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So this has to do with expectations, letting go of expectations, especially with a situation with a friend or someone close, a relationship, a lover. Note to self, when it comes to this, there are many soulmates, there are many incarnations, and life is full of love, if you will it. This is a time, in terms of this month, this reading, to be wise about how you accept things, also to not settle for less. This will fulfill you. Look to your friends and look to the close ones. Some friends may fall out. That is of no avail when it comes to your actual expectations. They disintegrate, and it's a time for weeding out, for letting go and letting be. There also is a hidden truth here when it comes to what it is you seek. There's a healing, a path of healing here, very much relevant. It's 8. So this is about letting go of expectations that have been put upon you or that you have put upon others, and that conditioning being letting go. It's about reconditioning. This month is about reconditioning, finding your power. All right, hopefully that has helped in terms of karma. Now we move forward into the quantum field, and I'll be using 2 3-card spreads overlaid, 2 triangles, and through this a quantum triangle emerges. 2 timelines, past, present, and future, overlaid, 3 cards each, and there's a quantum field. All right, hopefully this is going to help. 3 3 3 3. Two, one. Past, present, future. Present, past, future. Okay, so 2 triangles, 1 and 2. We have the Queen of Cups as well. 5 of Cups, past position. 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. 7 of Pentacles in the reverse is a huge one. Once again, this is your pathway of ascension has to do with reconditioning this month. This is like treating your expectations or expectations thrown upon you and releasing them, completely releasing them. Expectations from family, from work, from the real world, in quotations as well, relationships. It's letting that go. We have the 6 and the 5, mix of the 11 cups. Breaks down to the 2 and the ace. 11, 2, ace. So what I see here, it's interesting. As you lose another, you gain another. So as you lose an enemy, you gain a friend. As you lose a lover, you gain a friend. As you lose a friend, you gain a friend. Or you lose an enemy, you gain a friend. Something like that. It has to do with the pillars of Gemini in this, which is not a water energy, but it definitely is mercurial, which has water-like energy. Mercury behaves like water. The Ace of Cups is taken into the future. What does this leave? It leaves with kind of like a melancholy in the past. The past month has been melancholy or some sort of like awakening, and it goes through the dark of night in order to find this awakening. And currently your mode of ascension is tied around the major arcana of the sun. The sun is like the mirror, and also the pillars of Gemini. Pillars of Gemini, pillars of Isis, both coming in strong. Pillars of Hercules. If you've had challenges, there's a chance to rise up from it and also have a great deal of energy to deal and to confront anything that may have been sort of blocking you. It's a very positive time wherein there's a purification of a past sequence, that is the 10 of Cups, letting it go. Letting it flow, and that brings you to a point of great resourcefulness. Okay, there also is an eclipse or a new moon that would be very powerful in what you've been working with eclipse and moon cycles. This is a time to reflect and also to come into a type of energy source. It also pushes forward a mode of ascension where you completely let go with the 7 of Pentacles. Twice it shows up in your reading. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Reconditioning conditions. Reconditioning conditions. This is the ideal time to actually reformat or to wipe the slate clean when it comes to your stability, your finances, your relationships, your work, your career, your mission, all of that. Letting that go. And the moon reflects, your inner world reflects solar energy. Your inner world reflects a path of Dharma, and it's a very fruitful reading in terms of that. Advice: work with the new moon and allow for you to return to source. If you have any trouble with that, the universe or God or the universe will come and empower you in your time of need. Okay? Hopefully that helps. Take care. Greetings and welcome to my dear Aries. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. This is the year 2024, and we are doing a reading for Aries, especially ascendant Aries, lunar, solar, Venusian, all the planets basically. Anything that has to do with the key signature of Aries, the first house is open. Mars is a big ruler when it comes to this reading. So we're gonna look at actions, primarily actions that come from the mind and the headstrong energy of Aries. So first house is open. We'll look at a bit of karma first, and then we'll go into the quantum field to understand the quantum triangle. Thank you for tuning in. All right, we'll get started now. Okay, so the time is waiting. Time for waiting is over. Basically, time is no longer an issue when it comes to the karma of what's going on now. There's a mode of receiving, and it's kind of like a download, listening out there in the universe, getting the codes, getting the keys. And it took a great deal for you to make the choice to let down the walls of adversity in order to gain wisdom. Something or someone in terms of a higher power will come and grant you the thing that you seek. The time of waiting is over. That's a good thing. All right. So we're going to move now into the quantum field. I'll be using a deck from 130 years old, 130 years ago, 1890. It's an 1890 deck, I believe. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get started now. Okay, and the Ace of Cups. Whew. Okay, we have Prodigalite, Espérance, Argent, Folie, Nuit, and Homme de Campagne, which is basically a Page of Pentacles. The seven of Pentacles. We have also the Sun card, Star card, and then we have Esperance, which is Seven of Swords. In the upright, we have also the Fool card and the King of Wands. So if you feel bound to anything, there's a chance that you don't have to honor that anymore. Even though it gives stability, there is a chance to offer somewhere else into the future. This allows you to momentarily explore your horizons Don't look to these commitments. There is a chance that if you commit there will be trauma or difficulty with others in terms of dealing with their ego. There is a chance here of finding another perspective, one that's been hidden, a chance to turn your world upside down. So be careful with that path, because it could be very destabilizing. Now, when it comes to the past, there are expectations here of Saturn. The more you are not given, the more you have with that energy. That's a Seven of Pentacles. So there's a lot of conditioning, and you're trying to step away from this condition. You're trying to get away to sort of not have to deal with like certain terms and conditions. It could be conditional love, can do with like restrictions in finance. But generally speaking, the Seven turns to the Seven. Your path of ascension is tied to the Seven. There's a sense of hope by no longer trying too hard. It's a very interesting reading. Hope by no longer trying too hard. If you have something where you feel stuck in terms of a situation, a job, something like that, it's time to split your time, split your resources, and try other projects. Your pathway of ascension also, it speaks about a horizon that is inevitable with the Sun card. This is a horizon based on work and also great empowerment through that line of work. As the sun rises in the future, there's a chance to perfect something, and it brings empowerment. I think it's a very positive reading in terms of this. There also is a choice here that is indicated the past and the future. There's a chance to also address things when it comes to conditions that were set upon you, limitations by a parental figure when you were young, and there's a need for you to sort of like rework that, try to figure it out, and it'll lead you to a sense of empowerment, the lines of your father and lines of kings. Yeah, that's what I'm reading here. Advice. Okay, there is a chance for transformation here. It has to do with fears tied to working with others. Don't worry, authenticity will come after this transformation. All right, hopefully it helps. Take care. Greetings and welcome to my dear fixed energy, fixed earth. We are here to work with the month of October, and we're going to work with the energy of Taurus. Welcome Taurians, welcome solar Taurians, lunar Taurians, Venusian Taurians, ascendant Taurians, any Taurian placement, cusp Taurians. Welcome. Venus smiles down upon us with her infinite wisdom and light. The second house, the Hierophant, comes and blesses us with their blessing. We shall use what we are invested in this reading as a prognosis, a prognostication for the month of October 2024 for the energy of Taurus. Welcome Taurians. So before we go into the quantum field, I would like to state that it's the number 7 that will be incredible for you this month. It's kind of a lucky month for you. It stimulates one thing, service to another, a selfless act, an act of humanitarian grace. It also stimulates a transformation that comes after that act. Also, there's a possibility of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. People will be coming of service to you, especially warriors that come into your life. Warriors, people who bring fire and transformation. You can be burned by them. Let them envelop you in this fire. Let them possess you in this fire. It's a good energy, even if they come from the dark. So I'll begin firstly with karma. Mind your thoughts, for your thoughts become reality, becomes realities. Try to focus on the eastern horizon. Try to watch the sunrise and lay down your intent. There's a time here of conservation that provides you with a foundation. Your karma is to work with this foundation, to be grounded, and to cardinally move forward. This is like being balanced on both sides of the mind and letting Saturn do its thing. Be patient in this process. If you're dealing with people surrounding you in the future, people in the past that they don't know what the fuck to do. Excuse my my cursive. It's important to be stable. For you are the foundation for harvest, for fruitfulness, for planting the seed. Okay. Now, even if what is happening around you, especially with systems, families, relationships, even if they are confused or they are down, you can be that bedrock, that foundation for these people, okay? And it's important to get Neolithic on their spiritual asses, yeah? It's important to be that that cornerstone right now. All right. 3 and 7. 10. 1. Yeah. There's a message here. Marriage, union. The Hierophant watches over, Venus watches over Mercury. When Venus watches over Mercury, the hands of the lovers unite. And it is through what they are invested in that become the promise of future generations. It's the gateway. The burden here is cooperation. Reaching out requires a great deal of faith. But don't worry, you're supposed to go through that which is inevitably going to end. All promises reach an end. All promises are meant to be broken. There's a new perspective here when it comes to this. It emerges through the dark night of the soul. And it turns the world upside down. It allows for a balancing effect. Anything that has to do with promises that are meant to be broken, there's a pathway that leads to a new perspective. Quantum. Ascension here. Present. Ascension, present. Future. Past. Ascension. Future. Past. Okay. 2 triangles overlap. We have Garçon Brune in the future. That's the Page of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Swords in the future position, in the reverse. Here. We have also the Empress in reverse. We have in the Ascendant position, we have the 3 of Rods in the upright. We have in the past position Femme en place, which is the Queen of Cups in reverse, as well as Utilité, which is the it's the Venus card, Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles in the past position. So there are 2 timelines here. They interweave, past, present, and future. There's a mode of ascension here. In the past, there's a way of doing things that is familiar to you. It's slow and steady, but it calls you to the future. Your body calls you to the future. Somebody calls you to the future. It's important to do the right thing and follow the natural curve of your vehicle. And there's something about going around the promises, the conditions, the heavy conditions of love, the heavy conditions of conditional love, going around those slowly, maneuvering. Venus will help you guide through that. Okay, that's the past. Future. We have here an offering to set someone free. We have here the time to be set aside to help people get out of something. We have a very humanitarian future. This is positive. We have also, in the present moment, something about Venus being sacrificed, a sacrificial rite around Venus. The Empress in reverse, something is stolen. The very thing that is stolen is a gift for another. The pathway of ascension is very interesting because it's like kind of the afflicted Venus. When this type of Venus is activated, it's either in a time of war, but then there's also a war behind that war. A war a war that questions why we have that war. There's a righteous side to this. This has to do with, it's kind of like what comes into being through the head, and then what comes into through being through the spine, through the lowest spinal area. There's a gift here, okay, and it comes through the balance and the movement from the second to the seventh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a block into making this transition. What you have to do is find the element of forgiveness, especially when it comes to the division between the sexes, where there's a passive man who waits for elation, for a gift from someone who cannot afford it. All right? So ascension is very intense, very deep. There's also some sort of karma here from the movement of Libra to Sagittarius, from the 7th to the 9th, 7, 8, 9. You're going to find a friend. You're going to find a friend even in your enemies. That's the message here. All right, very intense reading. Take what you will of that. Thank you. Greetings and welcome to my dear Taurians out there. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. The second house is open. We shall be doing a prognostication for the month of October 2024. Please take only what you will. I shall be doing firstly a karmic reading with these cards, and then we'll move over to the Great Mirror and the Quantum Realm. 3 cards overlaid in triangle formation. They create a form of ascension, and where we'll be tracking this using planetary dignitaries and tracking that as it passes through in the month of October. So we'll firstly begin with some karma. And this is for the energy of Taurus. Venus watches over this, and the second house is open. Okay. It's interesting. So if you've been dealing with a situation, especially love situation, there is a time here of healing, and it's a good one. It accentuates a new beginning, for one thing. If in the past you've been resistant, not knowing what to choose, it will come clear. And the choice is here. Healing is here. It moves to what? The 10. You are basically surrounded by love, and there's something about the process that you're going through this month that allows for a great deal of trauma to be released, and that is what I see. So we will move now into the quantum field. 6 cards. Two. Three. Okay. Oh, one more. Yeah. Interesting. But then 10 of Cups, we have the 10 of Rods, we have also High Priestess reverse, we have Hermit as well, we have Death card in reverse, 3 of Pentacles in the future position. So we have 2 triangles here. Interesting. Interesting. Now, if you've been dealing with way too many options or too many situations, there's a chance for those obstacles that divide each situation to disintegrate. There's a mode of transformation here, and it brings forward primarily, it's 11, 12. It brings forward, that would be the 11, 12, 5, 12, 12, 11, 12. 3. It brings forward a chance to look to your friends for one thing. Let's see, the burden that you have perceived, it's like the burden that you've perceived is by actually trying to walk their path. Or the burden that you carry is walking a path that is not yours. It's a time for transformation. This month is about noting or noticing some of the deep traumas that have been set upon you by family, by society, and to let those go somehow. In a way, it's not your fault, but there's something about you that may have to retrace. You may have to retrace your steps because the burden is not yours. It has to be set loose. When the 10 turns to the 10, from fire to water, and water to fire, one of the spiritual knots indicated by Gandanta points throughout the zodiac. Gandanta is a spiritual knot. There's a knot that's being released here. The path that you've been walking has not been your own. There's a mode of transformation, finding a type of family, a new family, or redefining your family, redefining your city, redefining your community, a spiritual community. So it's kind of like a baptism energy here, rebirth of some sort. It requires you to change as well from death's garb into the hermit's garb. So that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's something here about masking yourself and coming into a place of investment into a path that is truly your own, okay? To work with others, to find a path to non-conditional forms of love, to work with others, to find a way to independently work within systems or communities, okay? And it's a calling, it's a deep calling here. So it's kind of like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 6, 7, 8. It's kind of like trying to find friends who are really out there, see what they've done, and then figure out if that path is similar to yours somehow. That's another point in case. Generally speaking, I do see here a positive way for you to reinvest and to shake free. It would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. shake free in a creative way, and to walk your own path. Okay? Hopefully that helps. Take care. Greetings and welcome to the energy of Gemini. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. I am working here on the YouTube platform, and we'll be sort of bringing forward the energy of Mercury primarily. This is for people with any planetary placement: Sun, Moon, Jupiter, Venus, Chiron, Ascendant, especially with Gemini energy, so within the cusp of Gemini. And basically the third house rules over this reading. This has to do with information flow. So we're going to be using 6 cards in order to pick up on this information flow, 2 triangles, past, present, and future, and the overlay of 2 triangles creates a field of resonance that we can check out how to see some sort of like linearity between 2 different timelines, okay? And then there's a mode of ascension within this. So please take only what you will. Thank you for tuning in. We'll go and get started now. So firstly, I'd like to begin with karma, and we're going to look into karma for this month for Gemini. Okay, I see here a setting down of a burden, the end of a cycle when it comes to pioneering energy. Okay, so the 88 portal opens up. It requires a great deal of balance to manage this portal. It's like setting something down, and then within that, the fleur-de-lis opens. It's a sequence here, and it brings forward a way to jump from one platform, one timeline to another is very strong here. Stay grounded. There's a chance to let loose a cycle or finish a cycle. It brings forward a secret portal. This portal leads to anywhere you want it. So try to use the focus of the mind by grounding this month, and it will bring forward some sort of harmony. I see it, and this is going from one platform to another, switching platforms. It would be very beneficial to do so with the mindset that you speak your words, you speak your truth this month, and you allow truth to reign. Truth comes in silence. The best form of truth comes in silence. All right. So we're moving now into the quantum field. And then 3. Oh, actually, no, we'll do the 88. Seven, yeah. All right. First triangle, Page of Swords, 5 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. Second triangle, we have Page of Rods, we have the 3 of Cups, and we have Court card, Queen of Cups. The base of this is the Magician. So when it comes to accessing this portal and going to a mode of ascension,
you must realize that it is a gift, and it is one link to another, one platform to another. Your intuition is going to be very heightened. This has to do with the theme of purification. It has to do with coming in with information from above and bringing it to the below. It's about discussing foundations, making sure everything is fertile in your life. There's something very complicated but simple when it comes to the situation. Your mode of ascension is basically the mind and guarding your territory with the mind, not letting foreigners into your mind, your headspace. It's a very sacred place, and if you can do this, you raise the intellect. This has to do with setting proper boundaries, with staying within those boundaries, and keeping vigilance, looking over your ground, and staying that ground, and kind of. It's very interesting because you kind of like say the same things over and over in terms of trying to seek the truth, and it becomes your ground, and it's something that both pushes you forward and then pulls you back. There's a presence about this. It's very, very strong. Watch your boundaries. Don't let anyone cross your boundaries, because it's a time for stillness in that sense of boundaries, your headspace, and the intellect will come. The highest form of intellect will come. There also is, in the past situation, energy, the Five of Swords combined with the Three of Cups. Now, this has to do with sort of leaving things with contentment. If you've had to go through your own journey and like find your ground and stay there, that's very, very positive. Wheel of Fortune is the result of all of this. You're going to be gifted something big time, and it allows you to ascend in a certain way. You have your value system, you have your intuition heightened, and it's a heightening of intuition. And people will see this, they will gravitate towards it, they'll look to you for advice. But make sure they do so from a peaceful perspective, that they don't bring their trauma and try to just drop it all over your territory, your mind. So keep the purity strong, your intuition is strong. There's a gift here, the rising up of intuition, and the foreseeing of things for yourself. Hopefully that helps. Take care. Greetings and welcome to my dear Cancers out there. This is Ron from tarotofthetwinsun. I am working through YouTube, and we will be doing a reading through the auspices of lunation, of lunacy, and through the first house that jumps into the narrative of emancipation and moksha, liberty, spiritual transcendence, ascension. Today we'll be doing a reading for the energy of Cancer. The moon watches over us. In this reading, the fourth house is open. And also we will be looking into the quantum field, checking out two overlaying triangles that should give us some coloration, or at least a vision that comes from quantum and allows us to see a mode of ascension for the energy of Cancer this month in October 2024. Now we'll go ahead and get started. I'd like to begin with karma. Okay, coming in true form, you don't have to accept karmically anything when it comes to the outer world. You are protected in your place, and it's wise to not choose anything when it comes to your options out there. When it comes to love, when it comes to offers or anything like that, you're wise to hold on. There's something about you that seeks only authenticity, and you're going to be attracting this month in particular people who come from the future who are here to get healing in one way, shape, or form. It's not that you're going to be open to these people. You will be able to see these people and know not to participate. Also, there's a possibility they will learn by not sharing in trauma bonds. They will learn by you through the wisdom of being protected by experience, by what you've been through. There also is a possibility, idiot, ace in reverse, that the silence that you are pulling into your life, that you're using as a tool, it brings forward a way of thinking, a way of contemplation, and it sets you free from those thoughts. So this is a very meditative month, and it's a very positive one for seeking silence, for coming into power, for not for participating in toxic events. Okay. Now we'll move now into the quantum field, and we'll look at 6 cards. We have the 5 of Pentacles, we have the Hermit, as well Queen of Cups, we have Fortune card, we have 7 of Pentacles in reverse, we have also the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So it's 1 triangle and 2, they entangle and create a field of quantum. We also have the interesting, we have the 4 of Rods in reverse here. Okay, there's a chance that is clear here when it comes to making offers to the future. Some people are indebted in the path of trauma, and they are invested there so deeply that it leads to either disparity, splitting up, an end of some sort, but it also leads to clarity. It is wise to check your offers. Excuse me. It is wise to also sort of understand the motivations of others. And even though they may be destructive or self-destructive, you don't lose much in the process. And the sun comes and brings clarity to all. The past position, there is a loudness and silence. There is a need to also behave in such a way that allows you to find the correct path, one that does not have to do with expectations. It's an unexpected path. It's been opened, and it brings fortune at this time. Wheel of Fortune. So basically, this is a chance to see eye to eye with someone, especially when it comes to the nature of the path work that has occurred. Noticing that things may be different, but different in a similar way. How paths may diverge with someone. You may have to split with them, but you're still seeing eye to eye. And this is a fortunate thing. It allows for a change in dynamics. And in that dynamic change, there is a possibility of order coming. Okay? So whatever you're doing when it comes to your own path, you've chosen the right path. Right or wrong, it doesn't really matter. There are less conditions in this choice, and there is a clarity of mind, a freeing up of karma. Okay? In the future, watch what you say and what you hear. Watch what you feel. There's something about a subtle telekinetic or telepathic connection with someone who is very similar to you. There is a chance to sort of understand emotions from an objective, logical point of view, and also come up with clarity in terms of that. Okay, that's what I'm seeing with this reading. Hopefully it helps. Take care.
Hi there, this is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. I am welcoming the Leos out there to this reading. So this is a reading for solar Leos, lunar Leos, Venusian Leos, ascendant Leos. We'll focus on the ascendant, but it all can be sort of laid out according to the energy of Leo. So we're focusing on solar programming here. The purest forms of light, combustion of the mind, ego death. Okay, these are themes that I see this month also. There's a stimulation of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a stimulation of career, for one thing. And then there's a stimulation of 5, 6, 7, 8. Career, and also maintaining a sense of balance with your inner world, aligning your intentions towards doing or fulfilling a mission of some sort. Okay, so these are possible. So let's go into this season, October. This is a prognosis into the future using the quantum field to sort of rectify two different timelines. Okay, but before we go into the quantum triangle, I want to do a bit of karma. Okay, 5, 5, 55, ace in reverse. Wow. So you're going through something similar as your opposite, your twin, Aquarius. There's something here about silence that speaks volumes. There's a process of healing here. It promotes detachment from your feelings. So it's kind of like a numbness cycle here. You're able to perceive your past and learn from the past and go through a process of healing with the past. This requires silence and meditation, sadhana, any form of intellectual activity where your mind is suspended in order to find a process of healing. This is transformation through solar energy as well, the 5, which is the 5th house. So this is a good time to find that stillness and look to the past to learn from it. There also is a difference here. You might want to do this quickly. I advise to take your time, but if you have to do it, you have to do it. There is such a thing as letting time sort of flux or work according to your biological rhythm, and if your clock is telling you to go faster or go slower, listen to that. Often it's the antithesis to time that best helps. So if time is going too slow, then we're going to try to work going faster, moving our rhythm faster. If it's going too fast, then we try to balance that by moving at a slower pace. That's how it works. Try to find the happy balance in between. All right, so we're moving now into the quantum field. It's 5 and 5. So the quantum triangle are two timelines, future, past, and present. And then there are 2 triangles, so that's 6 cards. Each timeline, there are 2 of them, each timeline crosses over. and creates a distortion, we can measure that distortion as light or a pathway of ascension. And it should help, this reading should help you, especially if you're on a spiritual path of ascension. Okay. 5. There's a message. Okay, so if there's a lesson missing, look to your friends. They will help to balance out your ambivalence. Similarly, they won't give you the gift you're looking for, but in time there will be an expansion of your resources. Have hope, learn from the past, especially when it comes to people that you no longer see. There's a possibility to cut or relieve those situations that did not lead to what you expected. 1, 2, 3. First triangle. Second. Past, present, future, ascension. Ascension here, present, future, past. Okay, underscoring energy is the 3. This is the 3 and the 3 in reverse. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So, for one thing, look to your mother's wisdom. If your mother's still around, look to her health. This will be a rewarding thing for you. Six of Swords in reverse. Return to the first church you've been to, the first holy site you've been to, the first temple you've ever been to, the first holy ground, the first place that you found to be edifying for your own inner world, where you felt nourishing. Return there. The truth is that mothers, by their very nature, are the first churches, the first temples, the first mosques, the first ashrams. They're the first holy space, safe space for children. So return to the source. There's something about a clarity of mind there. It's like you didn't have to be born, but through her wisdom and through the follow-through, what is meant to be is meant to be. If you feel ambivalent, that's fine. Let the process work itself out. And then the mind will come to the most extreme cutting point. The mind, your mind. Be careful, because the mind is very sharp. It can also manifest a great deal. It can bend your reality, your timelines. Hold off on making any cuts. Try to find the concentration of balancing out your projects. Try to also find the concentration of the source of angst, the source of the word. Each word that comes to mind, anything that comes to mind when it comes to trying to say something in English, in anything phonetic, in terms of an alphabet, it's all codified. Get back to the source. Try to find a way to release like any tensions of misinformation. Go back to the source. There's something about the future here. If you feel guarded, trust that in the future. There's a process here that gives you a wall of light. and it's resounding. It protects you from intruders. It protects you from dark entities. It protects you from people who are going through and trauma dumping everywhere and running away like little cowards, the bullies that they are. You are protected. You've been through enough already in terms of that type of behavior. You are protected. Okay, so those are some messages for this month. Go well, go with God, go with the highest power. All right, take care now.
Greetings and welcome to my dear friends with Leo disposition. Leo, welcome. This is solar, ascendant, lunar Leo, as well as Venus, Jupiter, etc. We are doing a reading for Leo and the 5th house as well. The sun watches over this reading. The sun is a purifying element. I've been doing studies on Leo, and I find that within my practice, within the work, a lot has to do with sort of not being understood. The sun is a place of repeated combustion. It's constantly dying and constantly generating pranic force, light, pure light. The problem is a lot of people get burned by it, the energy of Leo, and the energy of Leo tends to combust. If it's too intense, it tends to combust those around them. And combustion is like, basically fire, setting a fire. So there's this element of burning things that are not on the righteous path, that are not on the path of Dharma. And Leos get sort of the flack for that. That's what I'm seeing so far. Today we shall be doing a karmic reading plus the quantum triangle. The quantum triangle is a 6-card spread. Two triangles laid over each other. It's 6 cards, 3 and 3. And we're able to see in the quantum field some mode of ascension for those who have Leo disposition. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. I do wish you well. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. Interesting. So when it comes to this reading, let's see, it would be 9. There's like an experience here of a tricky situation, one that you will be empowered to deal with, especially when it comes to conflict. Some of the fire is burning in that situation. No longer does it become difficult, but you're at a standpoint trying to figure out if this person is truly a soulmate or possibly someone that you would let go, and it's both one and the same. It's a process of both. So there's a chance that you know someone, you're definitely in a type of union with them, but it's like you carry the weight and the heaviness of impressions, of especially scars that have come in this situation. There also is a possibility you've left that behind and you found someone that you would stay with. There's a possibility also of expectations coming in the way of the situation. It's going to be hard work to actually make this into a commitment or something that works, because of preconditions. The preconditions get in the way of the situation. So that's one thing karmically that I see going on for October. And then we're moving into the quantum triangle for the energy of Leo. The 5th house is open, and we're doing a 6-card spread known as the quantum triangle. We have the Fool, Strength card, King of Cups, the Hangman in reverse. We have the Eight of Swords as well. We have the Star card in reverse. Okay, so there's a message here. You don't have to work hard to prove what you've done, to get out of things. Things that naturally have conditions will disintegrate. Dealing with situations that have way too many binding issues will disintegrate. You will learn from these. So let's see here. So there's a chance to mirror with someone. They have a lot of defenses, but you're going to prove them in some sort of way that it can be done. This is in the past. So when it comes to this connection, you've proven something. There's an evolution with this person. They open up somewhat, and they offer a great way to sort of understand their own psychology. You take a leap of faith. There's strength and force in this leap with this person, and it activates a connection here where you can learn from each other. 11 houses away. It has to do with the way things are done in the human experience, the way things ought to be done in the human experience. You're going to be a leading force in this energy, and you will guide this person, especially when it comes to their way of doing things, especially when it comes to the way of handling romance or creativity. There also is, it would be the Ace of Cups in reverse. Generally speaking, they're very detached. Whoever you're dealing with, like, it's very, very difficult for them to get out of their shell. They do things in a way that's very unique. You're somewhat attracted to them because of that, and you want to break them out of their shell. One thing is for sure, what you have to offer is something that is lost in their vortex. They will be grounded. They will come out of a place of grounding in the future. But whoever this is, they have to do a tremendous amount of healing. And your presence alone will kind of help them. But I do see things here in the future that goes beyond this situation, this person. And it will lead to a great deal of stability, of wisdom when it comes to what you value, how you love, how you create. And that's what I'm seeing with this reading. Hopefully it helps. Take care. Greetings and welcome to my dear Virgoans out there. This is Ron from tarotofthetwinsun. I am working through the YouTube app, and we're doing a look into the future for the month of October 2024. We will be using a device known as the quantum triangle. The two triangles, past, present, and future, that overlay 6 cards. And in their overlay there will be some sort of rectification. There will be a way of ascension that we may track for the energy of Virgo. This is any placement in Virgo, ascendant, sun, moon, etc. Yeah, so I'll begin firstly with a look into karma for the month of October, and then we'll go straight into the reading. Okay, there's a choice here between past and future. It leads to the future. It's a path, two paths that are filled with Dharma, or the idea of Dharma, how to choose the righteous path. And this has to do with really cutting loose the past. It's either addressing the past, letting your time sort of like do its magic, but then also going back in time. You choose against that, and it moves forward at this month to find connections. It's very funny because the same connections that you may be choosing to separate from in the past, it leads to the same connections, but then it brings forward peace, the energy of peace. So it's a peaceful month. Your intuition will be heightened because of it. It also has to do with choosing the righteous path and staying with that path. Generally speaking, this is a positive reading. I don't see anything negative about it. There is one thing though. It's very layered. This other situation, it involves 2 or 3 people in addition to you, and it also involves the Aquarian way. This whole thing is very Aquarian. The trick about Aquarius is that it garners the highest form of emotional intelligence. It collects that like a sponge, and it is able to focus its efforts on bringing forward very positive forms of reality, lives, timelines, and weave them with a lot of other people. Weave them in such a way that they become the highest form of information. So there is something in terms of information that is coming to you in the form of creativity, intuition, creative intuition, and is being gifted to you this month in October. All right, we're moving now into the quantum triangle. 6 is very strong in this reading. Seven, 8, 8 reverse 7. Okay. This speaks about Virgo dealing with one person in particular. The pathway of ascension is found through the mind, and also seeking out information. If you are searching for someone who is your mirror, they will be confused. Both of you have this energy of like trying to find a way through the confusion. The act here is through a double benefic of Jupiter and Jupiter speaking with each other. Your Jupiter, their Jupiter speaking with each other. So the gods interact, old and new, Kronos and Zeus. And there's a possibility of also a sort of weaving of a certain type of information flow. Okay, this comes through the internet. It also comes through your intuition, the grid. High Priestess is here. Now when High Priestess is here, the grid becomes very powerful, the Akash. And the mind may be searching, your mind in particular, may be searching for the pattern. And the pattern will emerge. Okay, the pattern will become patterns, and it will emerge and solidify as information. This is an intuitive information that need not be spoken, need not be thought about. It's truth. Okay. Which is in totality, in totality, it's in silence that we find this type of truth, this type of information. So I recommend here a detox of social media, of electronics, of Wi-Fi, of anything that would radiate hindrance to the truth. Okay, find a still point, a still space. Watch your health and the health of the mind. In the past, we have here a situation trying to choose where to give your efforts.
seemingly each time you give to one, the other suffers. When you give to one, the other suffers. And this is a theme that I'm seeing here. There also is a possibility of major transformation and activation of the houses of moksha. That's the 12th, as well as the 8th, as well as the 3rd. So if we move from past to future, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there is a block when it comes to finding truly what you seek with another. What you seek within another is within yourself, and there's a mode of transformation about information that comes from truth. It comes from Lady Truth, the highest truth. Okay? So a transformation about how you value, let's say, the cup of love, or seeking out the Holy Grail outside is actually inside. Okay? And that is the message for this month. It is a time for transformation. It's a time of weaving and flowing with the truth as opposed to seeking it. And it comes naturally. The more you give to another, another suffers. So there is an element there in your groundedness when it comes to a love situation. You have to focus within to find the love. Okay, for it is always there. This love is also the intuitive hit that relates to Akashic information when it comes to situations of dealing with others. Okay, hopefully that helps. Take care.
Greetings and welcome to my dear Libras out there. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. I'm working through the YouTube platform to bring a prognostication for the month of October, I think. Yeah, October 2024. So this is a quantum triangle reading, and we're looking at a mode of ascension through 2 overlaid triangles, 3 and 3 cards, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and these 2 triangles overlap to create a field of distortion within the quantum field, and basically we can see a path of ascension through this reading. This is for the month of October 2024 for Libras out there. So, firstly, I'd like to begin off with karma, and then we'll go straight into the reading. Do thank you for tuning in and the support for the channel. So we'll firstly begin with a bit of karma reading. Okay, in order to access the gateway this month, this is the gateway that tethers 2 realities together, one in the past, one in the future. To access that gateway, you have to first deal with what you've been given now, especially with anything that is not leading to what you expect, and to move forward with that. There is a man, a king of pentacles in the future, that will further embellish the gift of Saturn. So Saturn is kind of, at least for this month, karmically taking away stuff that you don't need so that you reach a sense of empowerment. Okay? At one point, there is a possibility of working with others, trying to relate with others, trying to do work with others. When it comes to this path, there's also a sense of of not getting enough nourishment when it comes to your work, your manifestation. Let's see, there also is a point of receiving, point of giving. They're aligned. And what does it lead to? Lead to the 6. Okay, so 5 to the 6, very steady movement. There is a type of new beginning here when it comes to the Pentacles cycle, and it's given to you as a messenger from Mercury, and that's Saturn's lesson through Mercury. So Mercury is the mind, and it also has to do with hands, where you place your hands, how you manifest and co-create with the universe. There is a chance of coming to equilibrium, and a chance to sort of give and then take and then give again. Give and then take and then give again. The 6 moved to the 6 from the elements of air to earth. It's like you are scattering from a place to plant seeds elsewhere, others, to give to others, or to give others the seeds to plant for a massive amount of an overhaul of the system. Okay, it's interesting. We'll go ahead and go straight now into the quantum field. Should I be using? Okay. Pardon. So we go ahead and get started now. 6 is very strong. Okay, so this is the quantum triangle. Basically, it's two triangles that overlap, and we're going to go ahead and figure out the narrative here. The underscoring message is the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles, it speaks about the reward we're given. This is a reward that's kind of like embellishing the auric field. There's like radiation, good radiation, electricity, when it comes to your subtle body. Venus watches over this type of energy. Big time Venus, yes, with justice as well. 6, okay, it leads to the 6. There's that king again. Okay, so we have here a movement from the 9 to the 6, 3 of Pentacles. There's an order here, a way of approaching things, learning through handling your accounts, handling your money. And it's interesting because like the money you hold is radiating, so it gives off energy, and this energy, generally speaking, in this reading is good. It is leading to the King of Rods and the Ace of Rods. So there's something about doing the right thing when it comes to handling your money, your resources, your energy, your prana, and it's a very positive outcome in terms of that, because it leads to truth, leads to the dharmic path. King of Rods does show up again here, and it's tied up with, entangled with the Strength card. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that there is a pathway of ascension here. It has to do with creative responsibility, creative authority, and it has to do with also finding the gateway of strength that comes from shadow work, from working with others that have shadow. Even the King of Rods is not averse to having a shadow. There's part of the King of Rods that has this. Let's see. In the past position, we have Judgment as well as the Page of Cups. There's something reviving from a past situation. It's a person. You are here to purify this person somehow, to gain the strength in the connection, to do what you need to in terms of purifying the element of water. There's something toxic about this person. And your guides are helping you, something about the element of fire. There's also something here in the future. It has to do with trusting your intuition going forward and being in character. Queen of Swords usually indicates Libra, and the Two of Rods here. So there's a gift of choosing, of also being open to the future. The gift comes through the King of Rods plus the Two of Rods. The 3 is the total. There's something foreign or exotic, something beyond this timeline that is going to be testament to the strength you've been given to deal with someone from the past that has issues. You've been called to do it, and it leads to sort of being able to see the future. That's sort of the trade-off here. So you have to do the work in order to see the future, and your gift is coming. It's a gift. It could be a CD. All right, that's interesting. Hopefully, it helps. Take care.
Greetings and welcome to Fixed Water. Welcome to my Scorpionic friends. We are here to do a prognosis, a prognostication as well, of what is to be in terms of what we can calculate or measure in the month of October. Now, one of two things occurs. There's something about the yod that is activated here, okay, and that has to do with the 2nd and the 8th houses. One way that you will appear to others in terms of this activation, you will appear from fixed eyes. From the head of the bull, you will appear as someone who can balance out or find peace in patience, find peace through patience, find peace through patience, find transformation through peace in patience. Okay, that's one thing this month is potentially going to have for you. We will look firstly into the energy of karma, karmic transference in this month before we go into the quantum triangle, which is coming up after this karmic reading. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. One remedy that's coming up is make peace with your teachers. Okay, so if it's time to let your walls down, now is the time. There is an opportunity for true love, which isn't a light thing at all. But because of such, you have to take the risk and pay the piper. You're coming so with making peace with your past. There also is a chance for you to gain gifts through more trauma. Gifts through trauma. Okay. Now let's move into the quantum field. So I've developed a system where there are 2 timelines, past, present, and future, that interweave, and that's 3 cards, 1 triangle, 3 cards, another triangle. These cards distort to create a quantum triangle. It's 2 overlaid dimensions. And then from that we can see distortions, modes of transformation, interplay, that brings about some sort of quantum state, a mode of ascension for the energy of Scorpio. Wow. This one what's in. Okay. So there's hope when you return to something. It gives you the capacity for great love. But do not give so easily to those who are unprepared. This is October, past, present, future, mode of ascension. Past, present, future, mode of ascension here. 6 cards. So, past, we have the home vision and projets. This is the King of Pentacles as well, the 7 of Cups in the reverse. Even though someone gets over their confusion, there's an ability to see the source of instability. There's an ability to see, it's kind of like hitting bottom, but then there is no bottom. So there's kind of like a void, or like a fallout that follows a fallout here. There's like clarity, but then there's no grounding in that clarity. You sacrifice a foundation in order to find the clarity. Okay, so it's kind of like dualistic in the past. It's very hard to find foundation. There's a way to pierce through, but it costs your foundation. Especially if you're practicing something like clairvoyance or clairaudience, you can find the message, but then you have to get grounded again. Okay. Same thing, it's like you have to find practicality in the material realm. Even though you're on a spiritual journey, you still have to have a material footing in terra firma. All right, future position. We have here the past, 6 of Cups as well, the Knight of Rods. There's an ability to maintain your principles and ideals when it comes to meeting authentic people. You're going to meet people who are authentic like you, travelers, seekers, journeymen. And it's possible for you to sort of be on a mission for something that's very important to both of you. There also is here in the mode of ascension, judgment in the reverse and temperance in the upright. When these 2 cards show up, I see here an action of letting things rest, finding the stability in that restful state. There's a hidden voice or a hidden angel that watches over you in your mode of ascension. It's like climbing a mountain of the dead, climbing this material existence we call Earth, climbing through a pollution field, a mountain of trash, and then understanding that there is recycling to be done. There's wisdom from the other side that's going to help you and guide you on this path work. Okay, and it has to do with great, immense healing and a hidden voice that tells you to let the things that fall away, fall away. One more. If you need advice, trust your friends. They will show you the path that has always been there. Make peace with your fathers and your fathers' fathers. There is wisdom to be had there through this peace. All right. That's the best I can do for you for now. I do wish you well.
Greetings and welcome to my dear Scorpio friends out there. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. I am working here on the YouTube platform to bring a prognostication for the month of October. So we'll be looking into the future, looking at different timelines, and we'll be using the quantum field to rectify entanglement. 2 different triangles, 3 cards each, and they overlap to create a potential for ascension. Okay, a narrative of ascension for Scorpios out there. So this is a spiritual reading. Of course, I'll begin with a bit of karma. This is for the energy of Scorpio. The 8th house is open. Mars and Pluto are here to watch over this situation. Okay. So when it comes to this month, there's going to be a stimulation of the Sun and Mercury, particularly for Scorpios. And this allows for clarity and balance of the mind. It's as if the mind is taking, both left and right sides of the brain are taking a solar bath. And this has to do with the pineal gland, of course, third eye opening, balancing of left and right hemispheres. So generally speaking, this has to do with kind of balancing out 2 different situations. You may be working with 2 different people. Maybe this path is split between you and another person. And it leads to the 4 of Cups. So basically what I'm seeing here is a way of self-contentment with some sort of opening of the third eye, the pineal gland. There's a lot more solar energy coming through there, and it purifies the system, and it allows you to receive something, be offered something. It's like being given a sense or a source of energy that is very powerful. But at the same time, you're already contained. You already have a sense of self competence. Okay, and that's very good. Be careful, because this time period will be a sort of an awakening towards your powers of creativity and manifestation. You're going to be able to bring forward futures where you are gifted. Even though you don't need those gifts, they come and they guide you, they surround you, okay? Hopefully that helps. Let's see here. We're moving now into the quantum field. We are dealing with 2 triangles, eliciting a quantum triangle. 3 cards, past, present, future, and a mode of ascension. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. I'll be using a very old deck from 1890 AD, so it's about 130 years old. Listen, and let's see, 5 and then the ace. Okay, so the card of swords here is the Eight of Swords. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have Two of Swords in reverse. We have also Six of Swords in the upright. We have the Two of Rods in the past position, future position. We have the Ace of Rods. Interesting. So there's a lot that has to do with finding one's own stability. If you're working, there's a chance to come into power in that workplace. If you're seeking stability, looking for work, there's going to be someone that helps you to get into a place of work. Let's see, past position. We have a choice that is given to you by a higher order. We also have an activation of a triangle. It's a love triangle. And it becomes a gift, the situation somehow. So you are ordered to do something, it becomes a gift, it becomes like a purpose. There's a purpose behind it, a mission. It moves into a mode of ascension, the present moment. You've come to a very critical point where you're able to observe, especially through the eclipse from the last month into its culmination next month. You're able to observe the source, and it comes at a place of complete protection. You're protected, and you can critically analyze where you've been, what has been motivating you. There's a chance to have one person in the mode of ascension to help you distance yourself from a space and then to help you come back into it. It's like you're going off into conversations about healing, conversations about trauma with another person, then you come back into a place of complete crystallization. You are protected on this path. This has to do with an activation of your desires, your higher mind, and then converting those desires into intentions. It moves to a new place, naissance, from the Two of Swords, which was showing up here. So basically, it's like you don't have to cut a way of thinking if it's already there. You don't have to cut that way of thinking out. It's there for a reason, and it brings forward something new, something very powerful. Someone will give you the path, and it's one that's filled with righteousness, and you're protected on this path. Yeah, that's what I'm saying for this month. I do hope you're well. Take care now. Greetings and welcome to my dear Sagittarian friends out there. This is Ron from tarotofthetwinsun. I am working through the Salvi app. So we have here a reading that is a forecast for the month of October 2024. And yeah, this reading will encompass the ninth house as well as the energy of Jupiter and Sagittarius. We will be doing a reading known as the quantum triangle, and the quantum triangle is going to be quite powerful. Today we look at a mode of ascension for the energy of Sagittarius. So this is a way for those with Sagittarius tendency or placement to sort of see a path of spiritual ascension for this energy. So the ninth house is open. Jupiter watches over us in terms of the ninth house, and we will be looking into the quantum triangle. Quantum triangle is a 6-card spread, and it being a 6-card spread, we have 3 cards overlaid, 2 triangles, and within that there's past, present, and future, a mode of ascension in the present moment. 3 triangles, 3 cards each. They overlap and create a field of resonance, a distortion. Okay, so we can rectify like a mode of reality, a way of approaching the month of October, and through the quantum field, basically we will get messages. so generally speaking, this is going to be an overlook for the month. Please take only what you will. Thank you. So yeah, I also like to begin with karma. So we can start with karma, excuse me, and see how far we go with that. Karma is merely action. It's neither good nor bad. And I'll go ahead and get started with that. Okay, so we have here King of Rods. We have also the Three of Rods in the reverse. We have the Ace, oh, excuse me, the Seven of Swords, the future position. This leads to the ultimate karma of two court cards, and that's King and Queen of Rods. So the element of fire is strong. The dharmic path for this month is strong. If you ever feel lost when it comes to doing the right thing, basically karma turns into dharma, and there's a path here of mutual empowerment between Sagittarius and a significant other. There's a balancing also of masculine and feminine within that. It's a path of purification. Because the king and queen are here, there are two aces of rods. They subtract or they add to the three of rods in the reverse. Okay, three of rods in reverse usually is a card of purification. Whatever's gone during eclipse season has turned out to be a time of purification for the energy of Sagittarius. There also is a possibility of the difference of the two, and the Ace of Rods shows up. Now is not the time to sort of go into a mode of trying to analyze where you've been. There is a future sense here that is very, very positive, and will bring forward essentially a way to really go forward and to make a choice between two people, a choice between two paths. It is inevitable. Basically, the forward push is going to be very strong. The righteous path is going to be very hard not to walk. Whatever you're doing in terms of dharma, of doing righteous things, good deeds, whatever, anything like that, is going to be very positive this month. I see it. Now we move forward towards the quantum field. I'll go ahead and get started with this reading. Two, three, so three is strong. We have two, three in the reverse, two. We have four. We have two leading to two. 3, 3, 1, and then 2. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So now's the time of really going forward and pushing forward with projects, doing things that are unique, that don't require foundation, doing things that are usually not conservative. This month is a month of purification. Clearly, we have here in the first triangle mode of ascension by the sun, past and future. So there are two fields of resonance here. Major arcana activation of the Fool as well as the Sun. So a movement from the first house to the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously that's 5 houses. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, and then 10. So 4. There's also the 4 of rods. Okay, so past sequence we have here on the lower right hand of the first quantum resonance. Um, Five of Swords in the upright. There also is the Fool card. Any sort of transformation you've gone to rectify the past, to bring light to the past, has been fruitful, at least for this month. There is a possibility of great transformation of the past in terms of what it has done to you, what you've done to get away from it, how you deal with the trauma you bring into the future, anything that has to do with that cycle, addressing the past, especially wounds from childhood. And the child comes in strong here, especially with the Sun card. Two children mirror each other. They mirror each other. First to the fifth, we have also the 9, 10, 1, 0, and the ace, and then the 4. So it's a time of restfulness. Whatever you've done, it's a time to cut loose in October. And that brings forward a really good way to attract dharmic situations to you. And dharmic is basically righteous. It brings forward the light. It purifies all darkness. And this is a time where you can stand in your power. There also is a possibility of, in the future position, the 8 of Swords, the difference being the 5. This is the element of air turning into fire, turning into fire. Now, air is the antithesis to fire. Air is karma, it's desire. It's the triplicity of air through the 3, 7, and the 11. Okay? And it moves to fire, the 1, 5, 9, in terms of housing. And when this happens, it's the antithesis. And when air feeds fire, fire burns out. When fire feeds air, there is also this sort of burning out, neutrality. When you get into a dharmic flow, it's kind of like being very still. It still is also, there still is forward movement in it. Because you're mutable fire, the 9th house is the most highest house. And it's the culmination of the triplicity of fire, the 1, 5, 9. And there's a huge activation here where Jupiter in the future position will bless you something. It will bless you something. It will bring you something in terms of a gift. This could do with travel. It could be with anything that has to do with sacred knowledge coming to you in the form of religious texts, some sort of gift that is on the horizon. The 8 also speaks of an activation of the moon. Pay attention to the moon cycles. There's something about this path work that moves from the 5 to the 8, and it brings light onto wounds. And when that happens, there's a chance for accelerated healing in this month. All right? Hopefully that helps. Take care. Greetings and welcome to my dear Capricorns out there. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. I am working here on the YouTube platform to bring a prognostication for the month of October 2024 for the energy of Capricorn. Saturn watches over this reading as well. The 10th house is open. This is the house of the outer world. This is the house of wisdom when it comes to the longevity of time, mother call. Further, this is a house that collects the prarabdha, or the karma, of multiple lifetimes. It's also the house of work and career. We'll go ahead and get started now with a reading that deals with karma, and then we'll go into the quantum field using the quantum triangle. Okay. Mercury and Venus. Mercury and Venus will be the main rulers when it comes to coming to a point of clear karma. Let's see, it would be the 5, 3, 3. There's a way of doing things where you'll be guided by a higher force and allow yourself to split your mind between the past and the future. In the past, there are things that you carry that have been something of a sideline for you, a guideline, things that you carry. This way of doing things puts you into the future with the 9 of Pentacles. So the things that you carry end up carrying you in this situation, especially when it comes to trauma, when it comes to things you cannot let go of, when it comes to what you think is your truth. These are thoughts, a way of thinking that carries you into the future. They in effect become embodied, and they get stored up in the body somehow. If you can get body work done, it would help to release and balance out the mind, and an element of concentration would come. It will lead to a choice that leads to 2 different karmas, one in the past, one in the future. And then you go full circle, so the things that you carry become revealed again. When you choose a path, there's a chance that your body will guide you, and it will put to the forefront, it will bring to mind that which has been making you think a certain way. Okay, interesting karma. We'll now move into not the Great Mirror, but the Quantum Triangle. Okay. We have the 7 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups in reverse in the past position. We have the Garçon Blanc, Page of Cups in the future position. We also have, as a second layer, the second triangle in the mode of ascension. We have the 8 of Cups. We also have the 2 of Cups in reverse in the Star card. And we have the 7 of Cups, La Pensée. Interesting. Okay, so Capricorns. When it comes to this reading, basically, there has to be a way to understand or address something that isn't yours. Once again, this thing coming up of the notion of trauma dumping, people putting their trash or their emotions onto you, and then you thinking that those are yours. Okay. It's a form of gaslighting, I would say. But it's a tremendous opportunity to heal and to get rid of those emotions that may not be yours. This is in the past position. So the element of air will help you to change something when it comes to your expectations of love, when it comes to your own fulfillment. That's a very positive thing. It leads to a mode of ascension here. Mostly the 7 of Rods. There's going to be a resistance to doing something different. There's going to be a return to not only what has gone on in the past, but what has gone on in the larger scheme of things. The feeling that you are beholden to a way of doing things becomes halted and you are here to address either karmic baggage or things that have been set upon you genetically or by family trauma, family curses. These are all possibilities: generational trauma, generational curses. The time has come this month to address these clearly. And it's a point of acknowledgement, but also it's a point of departure of great traumas that may not necessarily be yours. The time has come, and it allows for you to reach a new challenge, to climb new heights. Okay? These new heights, they may feel like they're unstable, that it is too challenging. Don't worry, you'll come into form. There is a chance for you to truly be aware of things that have been coming to you in the dream world as they bleed into the real world, and there's a chance for you to find stability on that pathway. Okay? Hopefully that helps. Take care.